Hey, it's Denise, and this is not really a gardening video because I didn't do the gardening, but it's about gardening and it's sort of a mystery. And who doesn't like a good gardening mystery? Well, okay, only garden nerds probably like a good gardening mystery, but I'm a garden nerd, so even if no one but me finds this interesting, that doesn't take away my enthusiasm for the subject. I stopped at the farmer's market today. Unplanned trip, by the way. Just on a whim, decided to stop at the farmer's market. And what did I behold but these two beauties that I am about to show you. First, to catch my eye, was this glorious creature. As you can see, orange, like your classic pumpkin orange, with green warts. And I'm using the term warts because there's a variety of pumpkin that is red and covered in these bumps, and it's the name of that variety is red warty thing. So wart is apparently an okay term to use when describing a bumpy pumpkin. This pumpkin you can see is also, it's heavy, you can see it's also ribbed, so it's got everything a pumpkin could have. It's got some, lots of ribbing, in addition to its glorious amount of warts, some of which are orange and some of which are green. And before I bought it, I checked out that by the stem is dry and not soft, so it was harvested and cured properly, so it should last for months. You always want to check that when you buy a pumpkin. I adore it. I asked the person selling it at the farmer's market what variety it was, and she did not know. She was a lovely person, and we were talking, and she is in college for finance and accounting type stuff, which is what my son is going to school for. She is a few years ahead of him, but so I'm thinking maybe she does the business end of if it's a family farm situation, because she didn't really seem to know what any of the varieties of anything were. And she had some fabulous produce. Just gonna say that. This was the farmer's market in Warrensburg, and in Warrensburg, New York, for those in the area. And she had some fabulous produce, but I'm getting the feeling she's maybe not the gardener in the family. Maybe she just does the selling aspect. Because when I was like, what variety is that fabulous pumpkin? She had about 3 of these. She really had no clue. And, okay, on to our next beautiful find. This. Look at it. Heavily ribbed, sort of a pink color. Off the top of my head, I'm thinking porcelain doll. I'm thinking, could it be related to some of the cheese variety pumpkins? I just don't know. So what I'm probably going to be doing, it's like almost like a coral, like between a pink and a slight orange. It's beautiful. The color is just beautiful. So I am probably going to spend, God knows how long, looking through one of my very favorite books, and that would be The Complete Squash. I love this book. I hold it holding it back, you can see the whole thing at once. Holding it closer, you can see the author's name clearer there. Anyway, if like me you are obsessed by all things pumpkin, this is the book for you. Now, it's out of print, but I found this copy on Amazon. I bought it used because it's out of print, and the seller gave a totally accurate description that there was, just a tiny bit of wear and tear, just on the cover. But basically, I mean, if I had bought it new, it would have that amount of wear and tear by the first time I finished reading through it. So it was not a cheap book, but it is a glorious book, and it covers summer squash, winter squash, gourds, and I'm going to be using it like to investigate to see if I can figure out what variety this is, because if it's an actual heirloom variety, I would love to save seeds from it. There is, of course, the possibility that it is something that on their farm where it was growing could have, two varieties could have cross-pollinated, in which case you have this fabulous thing, but its seeds aren't going to produce the same thing. You'll get something, but it may resemble one parent more than the other, if it was a actual cross-pollination that occurred. So I am hoping that in this book, I'm hoping to find something that looks like this: green pumpkin, orange pumpkin, green and orange warts, and I'm going to say this probably weighs about somewhere probably in the 8 to 10 pound range. I didn't weigh it. It's very dense and heavy. I mean, pumpkins are generally heavy. This is particularly dense and heavy for its size. So, yeah, I mean, obviously this is a copyrighted thing, so I'm not going to like go into reading you the whole book, but I do want to just like to give you an idea in case you are like me and would be interested in wanting a book that I'm going like through recipes. Let me just get to the actual. It gives you so much information on the different varieties, and I'm just looking for where do we get some weird looking pumpkins in here. I'm looking for the first thing that could possibly be. Now, these have a little bit of the shape of my pink friend, but neither of them is pink. So I'm going to think it's not one of those. This is like variegated colors, but there's no bumps. This is definitely getting sort of flatter, but this is more of a tan color. Again, this is what like I had said came to mind, the cheese pumpkin group. But again, they're more tan. Now, I've only seen pictures of the porcelain doll pumpkin, and I bought seeds last year and just didn't have room to try to grow them. So I've never actually seen one in person, and I'm thinking maybe that could be one. Going through things that are shaped more like, long-necked. So definitely not. Okay, we're back into some oddly shaped. Okay, this is sort of warty. I've heard these described as like having like peanuts, they call it, because the warts are like like the color of peanuts shells. So it's not that. Isn't this exciting? Some of you have already been like, no, she's lost her mind. I can't watch this. Others of you, if you're gardening, specifically pumpkin nerds like myself, are like, I wonder what it is. And those of you would be the only people who are still watching, and I say thank you. It's broken down into so many groups. Like, look at these. These are different turban types. Just look at that. I mean, they're just gorgeous. I'm telling you, if you can get your hands on a copy of this book, it is beautiful. And I will okay, now here we go. This thing is green and warty. Right? So we're into some warty territory again, but it's all green. I actually bought seeds for that one too. I have seeds for so many different kinds of pumpkins. I need someone to give me 5 acres where I can just let pumpkins go wild. Unfortunately, I live in an apartment and don't even have my own yard. But I don't let that interfere with my enthusiasm for pumpkins. Okay, I'm trying to not skip pages here at this point because I feel like I'm in the bumpy weird, we've got some slight weirdness going on with some of these. The texture is not even, but it's not quite warty, and it's definitely not multicolored. Not in the banana group. These are kind of similar to my pink one in shape, but they are green. That's totally not the right color. That's beautiful, but totally, again, wrong color scheme going on. Saving seeds? No, stop. That can't be it. That can't be all of them. Let me look for red warty thing and see if I can find that at least for comparison. Where would it be? I don't see it. I don't see it at all. Clearly, I'm going to have to do some more investigating, and I've just sort of attached the Disney princess purple hair to my face with the granny glasses. I think I may have to take pictures and post them on some of my gardening Facebook groups and see if anybody knows. If you know what these two varieties are, please do let me know in the comment section. And if nothing else, I'm thrilled to have them for my fall decorating. I always like to have a couple pumpkins on my dining room table for the basically for the whole season. And to me, these are just so much more exciting than your standard orange pumpkin that you can get at like Walmart. So I was just thrilled to find these at the farmer's market, and now the sleuthing begins to try to figure out what they are. Again, if you know what they are, you can save me a lot of work. Feel free to tell me in the comments section, and please give this video a like. Consider checking out my other videos. I have 3 separate playlists: gardening, which is primarily hydroponic and indoor gardening, but also some outdoor gardening. Another, which is unboxings and product reviews. And then thirdly, in the smallest list, would be sort of my opinions on things, generally relating to disabilities, particularly invisible disabilities and illnesses which people live with that other people maybe are not sensitive to because there's no outward sign of it, so they're, hence the name invisible illness or invisible disability. So check it out. Again, please like and subscribe. Thank you very much, and I hope you found this interesting. I certainly did, and if you are a garden nerd like me, let me know in the comments. It's good to not be the only one. Have a great day.